Hello there. Last week I worked on a brutalist town and it ended up looking really lovely. Let's be honest here. Let's check it out. It looked really nice. But this week I want to do something very different. And what I mean by very different is I want to build a modern house using buildstone. And if you don't know what buildstone is, it's this thing that's appeared in the Minecraft environment, builders environment at the moment, where people are incorporating redstone ideas into builds. Now, if you have watched my videos for a while, you'll know that I don't call redstone, at least not the stuff I make. I call it breadstone because it's actually really awful, and nobody would use it in their right mind unless they were deranged. Hello. Now, what I'm going to be trying to do is incorporate my style of redstone and trying to make a build look like it's dynamic and moving. That might be a little tricky, I'm not going to lie. It might be a little tricky of a thing to do. But we're going to see how this goes, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Now I'm going to make the base of the build. First of all, we needed a base for the house, and I think this looks very lovely, doesn't it? I worked a lot actually on the shape of what this thing should look like. I did use like a different type of sketching with this one, because usually I just tend to build like an outline on the ground or do like box shapes, but there's a guy named Trixie, and he does things like this where he adds the details on before he textures the building, and it's a little different, and I don't know if I'll do it in the future, but it's an interesting way of doing it because you get a better idea of what the shape will be, and I can edit these afterwards. I know where all the different items are going to be. Around the back, it's kind of just a bit of it's a modern house. You know, there would be a door back here and things, and I might do some detailing afterwards. But what I'm really working on at the moment is the front of the house, where the build stone is going to go. The first thing I want to try is a moving garage door. So that's what we've got here. That needs to be brought back a bit probably, so I actually have some room to build it. I'm not going to build it just yet because I still need to finish the house, but the redstone is going to be the main component of this video. So now just finishing up the base. Okay, so it only took a couple minutes, but I've finished the modern house, and by a couple minutes I mean a couple hours, because I don't build modern a lot. I know I build brutalists, I know I build blimps, but modern is a style that I don't pick up, so this is something that I had to look at a lot of stuff for. I think this is a really good base for what we needed to make. Now, this is only, again, a base. So I guess I can delete this now, this little color thing here. So next thing we're going to have to work on is the redstone and the interior. I want to do a bit of an interior. I don't know if I want to do a whole interior. I'm going to take a little break for today because I've been non-stop working on this since I started the video, and I think I'm a little tired. So I'm going to take a short break and then I'll come back to this and see if I can finish off some of the details, which should be pretty fun. I'm looking at this thing right now and thinking, I mean, this thing is mostly done. I might come back and make a few changes because this red area here, there's something about it that doesn't quite sit right with me. So maybe there's a way I can change that. There's a couple other things too that I'm thinking maybe I can, put a little work on those too, which would be pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Also, I just did want to mention, if you check the description of this video, you'll find a link to my Discord and my Patreon. You'd have to go on my Patreon. That's fine. It's got my work testing wall on it, but it isn't something that I'll force people to go to, or I don't really need the money from it. So don't worry about that. But my Discord, on the other hand, I do sneak peeks for videos, lots of things like that. So if you want to go into my Discord, that'd be awesome, right? Just build a community. Is it very big right now? But love to see you there. I realized something just now. I actually don't know what buildstone is. Well, I kind of do. Anyways, I've made the interior of this house now, and I've even added a little button down here that if I press it, the garage door opens up, which is very nice. Don't ask me to close it again. Anyways, the interior is very nice. It's nice and done. I came with a cool floor pattern in here. I really like this. This is pale oak and a blast furnace, if you want to use that yourself. There's also another way of using andesite instead of the pale oak, but I prefer the pale oak. It gives a much more bright feel. I mean polished andesite there. Remember to use polished andesite, not regular andesite, because that would look weird. Anyways, also I did make this fun little car here. It was made very quickly in a compact space, so it's not the best work I've ever done on vehicles. If you watch some of my other videos or seen some of my other things that I made, you'll know I'm actually pretty good at making cars. I made the Ghostbusters mobile, if you check out my Ghostbusters video I did a while back, and people seem to really like that one for some reason. The rest of the interior of the house is not really done yet. There's still lots of empty rooms, and I've still got a lot of work to do in these areas, but for the downstairs area, everything is completed. Now, I did mention earlier that I didn't really know what buildstone is, and I don't think that, what I just did there, with the door opening up, counts as buildstone. It is redstone that is part of a build, but I think it needs to be continuously activated. At least that's my impression that I've got so far. So I do want to try a couple things, and the first thing I want to try is making a water fountain out the front here by using a bubble column and a arrow, which should be pretty easy. And I think I'll do that on video. And the second one I'll do is I want to try this thing that I saw in a video by Gerg, and I want to do like a swimming pool that's constantly glowing on the inside and flashing on and off. It looks really cool. It's going to take some time, and I'm going to have to build some map art for it, so that won't be done on camera. But whilst we're here, so out the front here, we would need to go as far down as we can. So there. Then, yeah, this isn't a very deep world, by the way. And then we'd build like the design of it out the front, which I think that's mostly centered. It's not going to be perfect because I'm stupidity. I've stupid. And then I get some andesite out. Where's this? There you go, polished andesite. And I just fill in these edges so when you look down, you don't see anything silly. Brilliant. And if we just, that's not what I wanted to do. Place the water there, place that back in, build the kelp all the way up. Does it have to be soul sand? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so now hopefully when I get in here, get pushed up, and if I get a bow and arrow, then I can fire them. And then if I just break that, there we go. We've got a little water fountain out front. I think that counts as buildstone, doesn't it? I hope it does. It looks really nice actually. I just want to detail this now. Some walls and some candles out for a basic fountain design. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of like that. There we go. We got like a basic fountain design now. We've got the water all putting out the top. That looks really nice. And these won't disappear because they're constantly in movement too. That's how this works. You can see the arrows, but luckily it's mostly hidden by the blocks. So you can just stand all the way back here. You've got a really lovely design there. Awesome. And the next thing I'm going to be working on is the pool around the back, which I'm going to have to figure out on my own. And I'm going to have to do some map art, which I have not done since I was like 13 years old and I started playing Minecraft for the first time. So wish me luck. Yeah, I love snooker. I really love this fountain here, but the only problem that I'm having right now is I'm not a big fan of this pool. This is the design I did in the end. It was using tinted glass and things, and then you make like the water look like it's moving through lighting, and it doesn't look terrible, but it's very stiff and I'm not too good at it, so it doesn't look perfect. I do like it. It's nice. It does look nice. I do like this like little light that you can follow around, because you know, all celebrities, you know what they do? They have LEDs in their pools. So here you go, LEDs in your pools. It's a little buggy because I tried to do some updates. If I just go into here, you can sort of see the redstone for it. I'll break this so it doesn't look so weird, and I'll break this too. I was just testing some stuff out, so maybe you'll see a bit smoother, and maybe I can probably smooth it out a little bit more. You can see what I mean. It's like, that's what it originally looks like, but it looks like very kind of stiff, and I don't know why there are lights in the corners. I actually can't figure that out, but it doesn't look too terrible. Kind of like water's moving maybe, and there's probably another way I can fix this, but it looks okay, and it's a pool, so it's a pool. It works in that matter of sense. Now, I'm wondering actually what I should do next. I'm thinking about doing some sound effects so that when you walk in this front door, you hear some ding-a-lings, and maybe when you walk around the house, you can hear things buzzing and humming, and just like using sound effects next, because, you know, the visual stuff is nice, but sounds are what actually make something look good, which is a weird thing, but it's actually the truth. I'm gonna do something interesting now. If you are making videos on YouTube and you are focusing solely on the video, think about sound effects. Think about things that you're having like people are listening to, because oftentimes that is what matters most. Not that you always have to have music in the background of your videos. Sometimes it can be a little silent, as it is right now. But you do have music every now and then. You can help bring in feels. You can make scenes more dramatic, and etc, etc. You get the gist. Anyways, oh yeah, and there was another thing that I want to say, and this one's perfectly set up. You see these up here? I'm going to have lights turn on when it turns nighttime, which will be pretty easy to do. Hopefully. Just having a soak. Anyways, we actually, yeah, I'm going to say we because I'm a nice supportive person. I want to include you in this. We have created some more redstone pieces that I want to show you. These ones were pretty simple. The simplest of them was actually this redstone light thing here. It really, really was simple in the end. I wasn't expecting it to be that simple. I was just meant like I have to do loads of wiring, but no. I just placed these where you can't actually see it because I don't have red. Just trust me, there are redstone lines on top of these, on top of those redstone lamps over there. And if I just go up here, and then if I go slash, I'll look at the window so you can see it change. Time, set, night, like that. You should, yeah, there we go. You see them turn on, which looks brilliant, right? And just time, set, day, and the other thing I worked on was this interior. Also, I realized why this didn't look how I wanted it to earlier. Basically, I had my night vision on, so it looked a little strange. But yeah, now it looks a little bit better because you can see the light more vividly and you don't have the weird corner things. Now, one thing is cool is if you walk in the house now, you hear that. Like it's a little doorbell or a little notification someone's entered the house. I don't know. It's a rich people thing. I don't actually know if rich people have that, but they should because it feels very wealthy. Our house is coming together very nice. We've got lots and lots of little pieces that come together and lots of pieces that activate randomly and, you know, just make the house feel nice and alive. Or dead, actually, inside because they're rich. Anyways, it's very cold. It's very, like, no, and I need to do this final room. I need to do some other ideas for Redstone. I need to brainstorm. I've got a couple hours left I can do this in. Then tomorrow's my editing day. And this is something that I did want to mention. As of when I'm recording this, on this day, I hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much to everybody who's subscribed up until now. If you haven't subscribed yet, I ask you that it would be nice if you consider doing that because the next goal is 10,000 and, you know, come along for the journey. It'll be fun. Yeah. And for the final redstone contraption of today, a bath that you can turn on and off. Yeah, I kind of ran out of ideas. I'm going to be honest, this was a bit of a tricky one. I'm not a redstoner. I have never even dabbled in it, really, at least. I used to do coding, and redstone is similar to coding, but the only difference is that redstone is far more physical and block-based coding, while I was just a straight-up coder. Like, you know, hard code or whatever. And secondly, I hated coding. Even when I was doing it, I hated doing 3D modeling, so I specialized in coding, which I hated slightly less. Anyways, I finished the build. This thing looks really lovely. So I'm glad that there are little elements that I do really love about it. Like, this is my favorite one. Just walking in and out and hearing that every time you walk in and out. It sounds so nice. Makes me really happy. I really like that. And there are some other areas, obviously, like the window that lights up in here, this area back here. This looks really nice, especially like at night and things. It just like glows and the water looks like it's moving on the inside. Obviously there's probably a better way I can do this, maybe by putting them in like a cross, so it's like a line across. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to try that. Give me a minute. Australia is wider than the moon. Okay, that looks insanely better. Yeah, that looks really cool. I mean, there's a bit of a glitch there, but as far as it goes, it's a pretty cool like way of like the water going across in like this weird pattern. It looks a lot better than it did before. Anyways, it kind of looks like there's a tarp on it, and that's like the ripples in the tarp. That's a really cool entrance. That's a really cool pool. We've got some really cool house. We've got loads of things that we've added onto it. We've got loads of details that I love. The whole thing feels lived in and like somebody actually rich would buy it. There's tons of little details we've added in. There's tons of fun items too. And I just love this so much. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so happy with this. And I thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in another video. And that's all for me today. So, bye-bye!